Rob.
Tony. And I'm Jeff.
We're in gaming.
And that's you.
Hello gamers and welcome back to the Inn. I'm Rob, of course, at Warshack if you want to call me by my in-game name, and today we'll be going from rank 18 to 17. Honestly, this has never been so hard in my life. I have actually played a good amount of games so far, and the reason we're 18 is because we played Ancestral Druid deck, and it actually lost me like 9 games in a row. I was just trying to win one game with it, and I just couldn't. I actually gave up at like 0-9, and then we played Oil Rogue for a little bit, thinking I could maybe play Oil Rogue from rank 18 to 17. We lost like 5 games at that. And then so we played Tempo Mage, and we won like 2, and we've lost like 3. So I've had to restart this video many of times. But hopefully this is the time we'll actually hit rank 17. Maybe. Maybe. So we're playing a rendition of a Tempo Mage deck I built previously in the past. A little bit different. Plays a couple trump cards that you probably haven't seen before. New to the meta, new to the game. Never been seen before, such as Rafam. Terrible card at that, but I decided I want to play him just because I want to see the use of the 10 mana spells that he pumps out, which are actually pretty fun. Fill your board with 3/3 zombies, deal 10 damage like a, what is it called? Avenging Wrath, like the Paladin. Oh wow, what a start. Well, that's not good for us at all. Like, that's like one of the worst things that could have happened. Well, shit. So we ping this for 1 because if we play the Flamewaker next turn, then the Flamewaker kills off the Mana Worm and it requires him to cast another spell. If he uses his passive here to kill the Mana Worm, which is expected, then his Mana Worm doesn't get the buff of him casting another spell. So we're going to play the... Hey, look, there's Rafal. We could play the Entity, but that really doesn't develop anything unless he plays a creature, which I guess it could be pretty good. But this makes it so he has to ping and or play another spell, and then he's going to use his passive to kill it, and then we can play Entity on a clear board. So I think this is the best way, because the second you start losing like field tempo against like another Tempo Mage, it's so hard to get it back unless you're running a Flame Strike. So it looks like he sacked there, he uses passive to kill it, so he doesn't have a spell that he can easily use right now. So I'm going to assume he has a Fireball in his hand, probably a Lothab, maybe a Dr. Boom. This seems pretty good because we can develop this, play the Entity, so if he ends up playing a creature, we can generate it. Again, Arcane Intellect was an option there, and most players, not most players, but some players would have used the Arcane Intellect, but we're looking to make sure the field continue. Oh my fucking god. Who plays that? What the hell? It's weird that he would ping this as well, because we're obviously just going to swing that into there next turn. Play the Conjure. Arcane Blast seems pretty good. There's actually no Arcane Blast in this deck, so we can Flamewaker Arcane Blast, ping, Frostbolt, polymorphing the 6/3. This really makes me want to Flamewaker Intellect next turn. Wow, so we can, this is 5, that costs 2. No, so we actually Flamewaker and just do this. Next turn, we can cast the Apprentice, or cast the Apprentice, maybe even Azure Drake. And yeah, Azure Drake Arcane Blast could be a play, so we can deal up to 4 damage and deal 2 more damage with the Flame. Ugh. Not really a big fan of the Conjure, but he seems to be working alright for the most part. Just having 3 health for a 5 mana drop creature is just an expensive toll to take, but he has 6 health. So it's like if they don't kill him, it's a decent amount of damage. So it looks like Drake. Wow. Boom for sure. I was going to say maybe Drake into like Apprentice, but boom off the top. Boom off the top on curve. You can't go wrong with that. Like, you just can't. Boom off the top is just so broken. So he's forced to have, okay, so no matter what we would have played last turn, it would have been bad. Flame Strikes is pretty much only option. Then from here, not Dr. Boom, but Rag would be the next best thing. So for 8 mana, we can Azure Drake, get out the spell power, draw into another card, and then we'll play the counter spell just in case he's got like a Frostbolt or something. And also it denies him from being able to clear the board so he can push lethal next turn. So the option was to like build up the field or to cast a secret. So that stops the secret from him being able to make it so we can't attack directly next turn. So it's not too bad for him because it was only a 1 mana spell we counterspelled there. He probably thought it was maybe a Mirror Entity. It could have been a counterspell though. I probably would have expected a counterspell Because Mirror Entity wouldn't really save me right now. Wow, Reno Jackson. Alright. Fuck. Well then. So... Azure Drake. Six damage, 1 drop. I like what I see. Alright. So we're pushing lethal next turn again. In 1 turn from 30 health, we're down to almost lethal once again. And Arcane Blast came in clutch. 6 damage for 1 mana. Because it doubles every time you spell damage, and we have 2 spell damage out. So it doubles it each time from 2 to 4, from 4 to 6. But from 4, it's not doubling. I guess it doubles the original. Ragnaros hits probably the Dr. Boom. That's what comes to mind when he plays Ragnaros. Face. Wow, that's pretty good. So let's just Arcane Missiles just to see where they land. I think it's cute. Make him think he has a chance. Okay. Didn't even have to show off the Fireball. But we had it. Alright, so we need to win 2 more games with the Tempo Mage deck, which seems to be working out quite nice. We didn't get to play Reform, but that's okay. What's better than Reform? I mean, Archmage is good too, but I don't like having 2 7-drops in the deck. I like having, like, if you're going to play a 7, 8, and a 9-drop, have 1 of each, and just go from there. We're also running a Flame Strike, I think. There should be a Flame Strike in the deck. Arcane Missiles is good. Shredder is pretty decent, but I think we can actually go for maybe something a little bit better than this opening hand. We're looking for, like, Sorceress and things like that. Mad Scientist, double Mad Scientist. So we coin in a Mad Scientist, coin in a Mad Scientist. Seems pretty good. Secret Keeper requires him to have a secret in order for it not to die. Seems pretty decent for us to play Mad Scientist. Coining out the Mad Scientist is never a bad decision, ever. Always good decisions. So you probably shield and mini bot. This is really good for us. So we're going to kill that off. And now we have the option to ping the 2/2. So next turn we can swing another Mad Scientist in it. Or play this Mad Scientist. And he's just going to kill it off. It's going to lose Divine Shield. And then we get double Secrets. So one way we... I don't know. Maybe he'll go face and be greedy. It's just hard to deny playing another Mad Scientist on 2 to pull out the secrets now so we don't draw them later. Drawing into the secrets is bad. They're dry draws. So. Go face, go face, go face, go face. Oh, look at him making value plays. All right. So it's Mana Worm, Arcane Missiles, or develop the Flame Waker. I think the Flame Waker's fine because I don't think it's going to die. We have a counterspell of the Blessings of Kings, and if he plays a charged creature, we copy it anyway, and he's going to want to kill the Flame Waker and not the charged creature he summoned. So, either way, I think we win in this situation. Oh. As I said, I believe anyway, in this situation, we were able to come out with a pretty positive outcome there. So we Mana Worm Arcane Missiles this turn. We swing into the... we swing into this. We pop it. We're Arcane Missiles. We see what hits what. Alright, Flame Waker needs to hit. Alright, and then we ping it. We ping it and we dig it. So next turn, I think it's hard between Azure Drake and Conjure just because we know he's going to have a Divine Favor to get pretty much whatever we have in our hand. Thanks for the free Shredder. We're going to Fireball the Shredder just to get a card out of our hand, so Divine Favor is not that useful. I don't really care if Mana Worm dies. If he concentrates and we attack into our Flame Waker, the Flame Waker dies, but if our Mana Worm dies and this is still at 1 health, that's fine for me. I'd prefer a Flame Waker to live than a Mana Worm to live. So there's the Divine Favor. So if we would have played one of these, he would have gotten 1 extra card. A Lamau worked out all according to plan. Got a plan for that Divine Favor madness. I'm bad at the game, so I'm going to make sure my opponent has a decent hand because I'm just going to blow everything in my hand. I'm going to blow my load early, and then I'm going to refill it. All right, so we need one more game to hit rank 17, and we'll also be on a win streak. So ideally, this is the final boss for the rank 18 madness. Can't believe I'm actually trying this hard at rank 18. It makes me sad. It really does. Not that rank 18 players are bad. If you're rank 18, I'm not trying to say you're bad. It's just going against tier like 1 and 2 decks at rank 18 is like, it's not a good feeling. It's really not. I normally, you don't put on your try-hard panties until like rank 6 or lower. No. But we've had to put on our try-hard panties quite a bit. Why the fuck am I calling them panties? It should be try-hard boxers. So Mad Scientist coining into that. Maybe save coin for Flame Waker. It's hard to say. If this is like a mid-range, even if it's a mid-range or face hunter, you still want to develop the Mad Scientist as quickly as possible. Frostbolt to follow it up if he plays Knife Juggler, and then the Flame Waker so he targets maybe something else instead of your face. But we need to draw into our 4-drops. Like a Water Elemental is pretty satisfactory against a hunter. Not only does it freeze him, it has a lot of health, so it even lives to a kill command, unlike Shredder who just dies a terrible, terrible death. But then it summons something like a Darnassus Ass Pirate, and then we lose a Mana Crystal. Then we can't play Boom on 7 because we only have 6 mana because of Ass Pirate, which has happened before. And I keep like grabbing my coffee, like I'll be excited that it will refill itself magically, but it really doesn't. It doesn't have that feature yet. The endless coffee generator. All right, so there's the 4-drop. It's not the Water Elemental, but it's still good. So we're actually running 2 Water Elementals, 2 Shredders in this deck, which is a little bit different than what we had before. I think before we had 1 Shredder, 2 Water Elementals. We also had, I believe, Arcane Blast and maybe 1 Mere Entity. In this deck, we're actually running Rafam, as we know. So it'll be interesting to see how this pans out at some of the lower ranks. Wow, no play. I was actually expecting a turn 2 creature. That's why I coined out the Mad Scientist. There's Water Elemental. He heard me talking. So this was bad. If I would have known he had nothing, I wouldn't have coined. I would have played Mad Scientist on here and then coined out a 4-drop and then another 4-drop on turn 4. But you always assume Hunter's going to be being face Hunter or mid-range Hunter, and they normally always have a 1 or a 2-drop, like every single time. So it is a face Hunter, no doubt. So what did we get? Entity. So we're going to Waker. So if he doesn't punish the Waker, we Frostbolt. And if he does punish the Waker, we Water Elemental. So he's going to kill the Waker. Good choice. Good choice. So now we're going to Water Elemental. So Water Elemental does not die to the Eagle Horn Bow. It's any weapon class's worst nightmare is to be frozen. Water Elemental Golden Animation is really not that cool either. I like the card though. I like the look of the Water Elemental. It's always a cool kind of being in Hearthstone or World of Warcraft. They did not do it justice. Hit face. Oh, Water Elemental down. So now he's probably going to be able to Quick Shot? Noyotron. Interesting. Very interesting. Do we Frostbolt ping attack or do we develop board attack? I think we develop board and attack. We're not really. And it freezes the Noyotron. Doesn't even freeze the Noyotron. Wow. 6, so Savannah Highmane is in our future. Multi-shot. Didn't see it coming. Vitality Totem, though, is quite annoying. So it's either he kills Water Elemental, doesn't kill Vitality, or kills Vitality and not Water Elemental. Vitality is his target number 1. That's pretty funny. So, you could Frostbolt. No, there's no pinging. There's no pinging that can be done here. What would be the point of Frostbolting this? So we kill this. I guess it's okay. Makes it so he can't deal damage to the Shredder. So it can maybe make some trades. So next turn's like Azure Drake, Arcane Missiles. As long as he doesn't top deck a Savannah Highmane. Huge Toad. Very interesting deck this guy has right here. So I like how the 2-drop Huge Toad can bat the 4-drop Shredder. So we're gonna make the assumption that the arcane missiles can hit the toad twice. Thank you. This is looking pretty good for us. So we attack for 8, puts him at 9. We play Rag, puts him at 1. Or depending on what he plays next turn, we Mad Scientist, Mirror Entity, Ping. Quick explosive shot. Wow, this guy's deck is very interesting. Dread Skill. He's actually being able to decently clear our board. Like, this is surprising. So we're going to kill this off. It's Rag. If he doesn't kill Rag in at least 2 turns, we win. But his deck has actually been, I respect this guy for playing a little bit different than what, people are normally playing. Like, Dread Skill is something I haven't seen very many hunters play at all, and it's a good card. Along with the Explosive Shot. This is a card I used to play all the time. I actually, at one point, played 2 of these in my deck. Because not only does it kill the direct creature for 5 damage, which is a decent amount of damage base, it also does 2 damage to the adjacent ones. And most of the time, people, it's just a good card. I mean, if it would have cost 4 mana, this card would be considered broken. If it was 6 mana, it would be, not used at all. If it's 5 mana, apparently it's not used at all anyway. But if it was 1 mana, would make a difference in this card. Also 1 damage. It was 5 mana, deal 6 damage, and 2 to the opposing creatures on the outside, or even 3. Did this guy just play a fucking King Crush? Didn't see it coming. Didn't see it coming. So it's Rafam or Boom. I'm gonna go with Fam. Why not? We're gonna go with this one, Timepiece again, because I doubt he has any heals in the deck, and whatever he plays next turn, we'll probably be able to kill. We also could have grabbed the buff, but if he's playing BGH, then the buff really doesn't do anything. Unless we have a creature out, which we can't guarantee that we'll have. And if we play the whole bunch of 3/3s, you can just unleash the hounds. Not that that would really take care of all the 3/3s, but it's still scary. The 3/3s might actually been the better option. I didn't expect Reno Jackson. I honestly didn't see it coming. Like, not even in the slightest. But we have complete and utter field control at this point. So how much damage are we? This is 14, 15, 16, 26 damage next turn, including Timepiece. It's pretty good. So you need double BGH. Rifleman, there it is. There's the card of our dreams. The Iron Forge Rifleman. There it is, guys. Elven Archer, this is pure value. I like this guy. Look, 2 1-drops on the fucking bombs. Come on, mate. This makes me sad. So we're probably just Flame Waker, Mad Scientist. He has 1 card in hand. Let's see what we draw from the Azure Drake. It particularly doesn't really help us right now. So we're actually just gonna ping this 1 off and then swing face for this. And then we're pushing lethal next turn. I give this guy respect though. I mean, good luck with the Reno Jackson Hunter. Best of luck, best of luck. Best of luck. Probably a lot better cards for him to use than fucking Rifleman and Kel'Thuzad. Like, I think the deck could actually maybe work if played correctly. Not played correctly, but has the right cards in it. Maybe not tier 1 status, but nonetheless a decent deck. I'm gonna make the assumption that this is a Frozen Trap. Bear Trap? I don't fucking know, but either way. We're winning, boys. Rank fucking 17, mates. It's never been so hard. You guys have no idea how many games I just played to get to this rank 17 mark. Like, you really have no idea. So with that, hopefully you've enjoyed this episode, the first episode of the February Road to Legends series. I will see you in the next episode. As always, guys, I'm Warshack, and happy whatever the hell day it is.